Good evening and welcome. You're watching the News Hour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. I still remember the 2nd of May when, in the middle of the worst pandemic our country has seen, results for the West Bengal election were declared. The TMC registered a spectacular win. And then it began that night. First, it was the attack on the convoy of BJP's Shubhendu Adhikari as he returned to Nandigram. And since then, relentlessly came the stories of attacks and pleas to the police that went unheeded. Today, the last 3 months, all of those pleas, all of the cries of help have culminated in this order of the Calcutta High Court that is 124 pages of serious indictment. First, let's tell you that the 3 main recommendations that were made by the NHRC committee that was set up on the orders of the Calcutta High Court have pretty much been accepted in toto. First, to have the offences of murder and rape be probed by the CBI. Second, that a separate SIT with senior officers from the West Bengal cadre be set up to probe other allegations like that of arson, of loot, etc. And third, that the state government provide compensation to victims of the post-poll violence. This entire probe, that by the SIT and the CBI, will be court-monitored, and both the agencies have been directed to hand their status report within 6 weeks to the court. But it's the content of this judgment that has made for some very troubling reading today. The Calcutta High Court today said that the state was lukewarm in furnishing complete information to the court. In fact, its conduct has been called evasive. In 60% of the cases, even an FIR was not registered. What is significant is the court's observation that the state itself has admitted to post-poll violence. The claim made earlier that nothing happened after the 5th of May, once the Mamata Banerjee government had been sworn in, is actually contradicted by the record produced by the state police itself. And finally, the defense that was offered that the government, the TMC government, acted when it needed to, has also been essentially junked by the court. How and why? I will tell you all about that in detail in the next 60 minutes. But first, let's listen to how people on all sides of the political divide reacted to the judgment today.
Lack of impartiality, the partisan behavior of the entire state government, including the police force, was a matter of great concern. The court has acknowledged that, and in terms of appointing the CBI to do the murder and rape cases, they have also said that, look, the normal police force is incapable of inquiring and meting out justice to the people.
I maintain that there is no post-poll violence post Mamata Banerjee's taking over as Chief Minister. The BJP, after being defeated in the People's Court, have gone to the High Court. Let's see how far they can go.
So the questions now are, has the state of West Bengal lost the deniability it had claimed all this while when it comes to the incidents of post-poll violence after the 2nd of May? Is today's order not an indictment of the TMC, not only in perpetrating the violence on political opponents, but also in denying FIRs and trying to obfuscate the probe? And finally, do the political parties who are allies or potential allies of the TMC at the center in an anti-BJP front, do those secular democratic parties condone what has been said by the Calcutta High Court today?
You're watching the News Hour at 10. Debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining us on the debate, Guru Prakash, national spokesperson of the BJP, Mahesh Jethmalani, senior lawyer and MP of the Rajya Sabha, Atif Rashid, vice chairman of the National Commission for Minority and member of the NHRC, Government of India, Saket Gokhale, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, and political analyst Siddhabrata Das. But before I start, let me remind you that finally we have a fix on the kind of figures of the victims of post-poll violence that we have referred to all of this while. According to the report submitted by the NHRC, there were 1,979 complaints that they got, which covered 15,000 victims. Remember that figure, 15,000 people in the state of West Bengal. I want to start with you, Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani. You were also one of the lawyers in court. The first reaction today was that ordering of a CBI probe into incidents of violence in the state is an infringement on the rights of West Bengal and an attack on federalism. How do you react to that?
Well, I think that's a bogus argument, Padmaja. I think it really holds no water because in case after case, the Supreme Court has held out where there's a breakdown of law and order and where there's no fair investigation taking place. Then the courts, the constitutional courts, the High Court and the Supreme Court are vested with powers to transfer a particular case or a series of cases, as in this case, or over to the CBI or any other independent investigating agency like an SIT. And that's what precisely was done. By the way, let me just say that 1979 were the number of complaints received by the NHRC. In addition, there was also the Committee for the Protection of Child Rights, which had a separate number. Totally, the amount of complaints that were received were 3,300, out of thousands of which the state government had no response. So there were 3,300 cases. 1,000 cases the state had no response. The rest of the cases were all demolished. The rest of the responses of the state government were demolished by the High Court. Not the NHRC, but by the High Court.
Okay.
5-judge bench of the High Court.
Saket Gokhale, is there any doubt now that the state was involved in obfuscation and delay? The very process of an investigation was impeded by the state of West Bengal.
It's very interesting, Padmaja. You started the show by reading out some bits and pieces of the 124-page judgment. I'm quite surprised that you missed this very one important observation that was made by Justice Mukherjee, where he says the records show that the incident of crime declined after 5th May 2021. If not anything else, it does not show any intention on part of the ruling party to promote political violence. Pray tell me, how is this in any way an indictment, as you claim, of the ruling party, when the judgment itself very clearly says that after 5th of May, when the government was sworn in, incidents of violence have gone down. Not just that, the Honorable Justice on the bench, in a concurring verdict, by the way, has very clearly stated that it does not show any intention on part of the ruling party to promote political violence. Now, please tell me where in here, in this observation made by Justice Mukherjee, which part of it sounds like an indictment to you? Number one. Number two, the other point that has very clearly also been recorded by the court is that the NHRC, in its recommendations, had gone completely beyond its mandate. The court, in several instances and at several points, has said that the NHRC has gone out and made sweeping recommendations, sweeping comments about political leaders.
May I stop you for a second to remind you that today the discussion is not about the NHRC report. It is about the Calcutta High Court judgment, which came from a 5-judge bench, and you have chosen to quote only from what Justice Mukherjee has said. Should I start quoting to you what the other judges have said and what the main judgment says? Or are you going to only quote what Justice Mukherjee has said?
That is contempt, by the way. Please do not refer. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a bench. It's an observation made by a bench. So please do not single out a judge when it's an observation made by a judge. Please respect it as a verdict.
So you are the person who singled out a judge. Instead of quoting from the judgment, you have singled out a judge. But please go on. Yes, go on. We'll argue on facts. Go on.
Are you telling me on record that you're disagreeing with what
I am saying nothing on record. You please go on and complete your argument.
Wonderful, as expected.
So you have a fair amount of experience in court proceedings, but go on.
I absolutely do. I in fact do have a lot of experience, and I'm probably the only person here who has actually read the judgment. So let's
No, you're actually very presumptuous in saying that. I have read all the pages, but go on.
Will you let a person? I mean, I'm sorry. Are you a part of the panel?
If you're saying that Mahesh Jethmalani, at least of all the people, if you claim that you are the only one and not Mahesh Jethmalani, I have to say that's a very charming argument. But please go on, complete.
I'm sorry, are you Mr. Jethmalani's spokesperson? Let's get back to the point.
I am not anyone's spokesperson. You please carry on for the TMC since you are their spokesperson.
So please,
go on.
Yes, please don't interrupt me, is my request. Number two, because you started off by naming the 3 NHRC recommendations that were accepted by the court, you have turned a clear blind eye to the other observations of the court, where the court has said that the NHRC went beyond its mandate. made ad hominem allegations against politicians and police officers. If you look at the NHRC, by the way, I mean, out of the 7 members, 2 members are members of the BJP. It was supposed to be a fact-finding team, not a team that was supposed to give a result or give an advisory. Number 3, the NHRC is headed by a person like Arun Mishra, who's very clearly, as a judge, gone out and said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a visionary and a versatile genius internationally. I'm sorry, and he was very well rewarded for his comments by giving him a seat on the NHRC.
Okay.
So, how unbiased number 1 has been the NHRC.
Okay.
Number 2, an investigation has been ordered. Okay. A big part of that investigation,
So now
by the
let's
way,
address
is
this
being
one by one.
conducted by the
First
SIT.
of all, you're talking about the NHRC's impartiality. Irrespective
Yes, I am.
of whether the NHRC
am
was
questioning the
impartial or
NHRC's
not,
impartiality.
the judgment has come from the Calcutta High Court. Are you also questioning the
NHRC
impartiality of the High Court?
Impartiality, the NHRC is presenting only selective things. Why
But
was the
you got a
Sita
chance
City
to
massacre
present
not
your
talked
side as
about?
well. Now it's
Why
not about the
didn't you
NHRC.
full
It's
violence?
about the
What about
Calcutta
the
High
violence
Court,
during the court?
which has
What
decided
about
that
the central
cases of
process?
rape and murder and attempt to rape are going to be investigated by the CBI. It doesn't matter what the NHRC said, whether partial or not. The Calcutta High Court, of course, found enough merit to say that the investigation should be done by the CBI.
And
Are you
investigation
questioning the
does not
impartiality
mean
of the
to
Calcutta
convict
High
it.
Court?
The partiality of the NHRC has been under a cloud, is under a cloud.
But this is not
Okay?
about the
It's
NHRC.
very-
The argument
Oh,
has
you
gone
started
beyond
by
the
talking about the
NHRC, sir.
recommendation of the NHRC.
And if we are quoting from
at
the
the end of
judgment,
the
just a
day-
second, let's just settle this once and for all.
What did the Calcutta High Court base its observations on? The NHRC report, right?
No. And you also
No,
presented
no,
your side.
no, sorry,
Are you
no,
saying,
no,
are you
sorry,
saying, just a
one
second, are you
You're
saying that the
saying
Calcutta
that
High
the
Court's
NHRC
judgment is based only on what the NHRC said? Didn't the state represent
Were
their
the
side?
recommendations
Didn't Kapil
of the
Sibal
NHRC
argue?
considered or not?
Sir,
Were the
you
recommendations of the
represented
NHRC
the state
considered
of
or
West
not?
Bengal
Yes
and the
or no?
NHRC also had a
Were
fact-finding
the
committee,
statements, were the
which, by
recommendations
the
of
way, among the
NHRC
7 members,
considered
also
or
had
not?
2 representatives from the state. Are you saying, did they? Okay, let me ask you this. 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 There were 7 members. There were 7 members in that committee. 2 are from the BJP. Justice Arun Mishra is partial. What about the other 5 members? Did they give a dissenting note anywhere in the NHRC report that was given to the Calcutta High Court? You had 2 members from the state. Why didn't they give a dissenting note?
Hang on.
If this was a partial report.
What happens to the 2 members? If the 2 members had given a dissenting judgment, what they did to Ashok Lavasa as the election commissioner would have been done to them by the union government. We know what happened to Mr. Ashok Lavasa. Not only was he moved out his phone, they put Pegasus on his phone.
Well, sir, I am not a crystal ball gazer unlike you, but I'll just let Guru Prakash respond to that. So the very basis of the judgment, Guru Prakash, was flawed because it was based on a 7-member committee report, 2 of whom are from the BJP, and the rest are scared of the BJP because you have put the hathiyar of Pegasus in their phone.
Padmaja, we must understand one thing here, and this tendency of declaring oneself holier than thou, it is disturbing at so many levels. You see, NHRC is mistaken, Calcutta High Court is mistaken, Justice Arun Mishra is mistaken, everyone is mistaken. We saw images of people moving to Assam because of the violence. What the people of India, the people of West Bengal saw in the name of Khela Hobe, the taণ্ডava of violence, the brutality of TMC workers, institutional violence that had state patronage. Why is it not disturbing? Why is it not disturbing? And you are raising question mark on the credibility of statutory commissions like NHRC. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Are you raising question mark on the Constitution of India as well? You don't have faith in the Constitution. You don't have faith in the court. You don't have faith in the judicial process. You cannot. No, sir. It is statutory body. It is a statutory body. Don't speak when other people are speaking. Respect democracy. Respect discussion. We listen to you. We listen to you for the last 15 minutes. We were listening to you. Please have the grace, please have the patience and dignity to speak while you're given the chance to speak. And don't do this selective reading. Mr. Gokhale, let other people speak. This is not the way to debate.
Mr. Gokhale, why are you heckling? Sir, you had untrammeled time. Now let's listen to others. Point number one. Point number two, since you also spoke about the credentials of the NHRC, let me also tell you what the court said about it. One, the allegation of bias against the committee is not material. Point one. Point two, the data documents in the NHRC report is an exercise of fact-finding, and it is to be treated as prima facie by the court, which has also considered other materials and arguments.
What's the next line? I will read out the next line. Although the fact-finding committee has made scathing remarks and made recommendations against politicians and police officers.
But the court itself said that while it may have made sweeping remarks, we have considered other evidence. If I have, sir, just a second, you may want to sidetrack it onto one part of this 127-page judgment, but let me remind you again that this is a judgment where all materials have been considered. The state of West Bengal put up their side, there was other evidence on record, and after this a considered judgment has been passed by the Calcutta High Court. And while we're on the subject, just a second, I'm sorry, I will not allow you to outshout me. While we're on the subject, let me also quote to you parts that talk about obfuscation and delay. Page number 28, since you're so certain that nobody else has read the judgment, page 28. However, seeing the evasive response of the state, which is even so recorded in the order passed by this court, multiple petitions were entertained. Page 32. It may not be out of place, if not added here, that the response of the state had been lukewarm in furnishing complete information to the court, thereby raising the doubt of bona fides. This is what the Calcutta High Court has said, raising question about the bona fides of the state, which is lukewarm in presenting evidence. Point number 3, it may be appropriate to note here that no data of any such complaints received or the persons reinstated were furnished by the state till final arguments were made. Point number 4, this court has noticed that to take care of immediate grievances of the persons who were displaced in post-poll violence, a committee was constituted. A compilation of the complaints received by WBSLSA was furnished. These complaints were forwarded to the police. However, remarks recorded against some of the complaints are that no response was received from the authority concerned. At least half a dozen instances where either the state has not furnished evidence or they have remained mum on the complaints. Go on.
Okay, I have a question here. In terms of, so you are at this point, denying completely the fact that the bench has made an observation saying there is no intention or part of the ruling party to promote political violence. Are you denying that? Are you denying that in the judgment?
Sorry, repeat your question.
Are you denying that the judgment said, if not anything else, incidents of crime declined after...
Sir, why aren't you answering my question? I have quoted to you from the judgment. Why aren't you answering my question? Why do you persist in reading out from what Justice Mukherjee has said? Are you trying to single out one judge from the rest of the judgment? Is that what you're doing?
I'm astonished. Are you looking? Do you know what a bench is? It's a judgment by the bench, not by Justice Mukherjee. Sir,
your astonishment aside, why are you not answering the very pointed question I'm asking you? Did the state not furnish evidence as has been said by the court? Yes or no?
Again, are you denying that this is a part of the judgment that I read out right now?
Sir, why aren't you answering my question?
I asked a simple question.
Mr.
Why are you not reading this part of the judgment?
Mr. Jethmalani.
Very simply.
Mr. Jethmalani, from the legal point of view, can you please come in on the issue of where Mr. Saket Gokhale is saying? Yes.
You are being intimidated and you are being heckled by somebody who, as a lawyer, should not be doing this to a lay person. He's reading excerpts of the judgment of one judge, who was, by the way, a concurring judge on the final findings.
Exactly.
But none of the other four judges had subscribed to what Justice Mukherjee said. It's an independent opinion.
Sorry,
so that is not that I am said.
Are you dismissing what Justice Mukherjee said on camera? That is shocking. That is an insult to the High Court.
I'm not surprised you are I am not surprised at what you are shocked by. You are not shocked by rape and murder. You are not shocked by rape and murder. You are shocked by what you think is right to be shocked by.
Is this the way you intimidated judge?
Don't question my values because you have none.
This is astonishing that you're singling out the judge on an entire bench.
You are singling out the judge and embarrassing him. You are clinging on to straw.
As a legal officer, you're singling out the judge. Mr. Jethmalani is very shocking. I mean, you have your duty bound towards respecting the bench. Do not single out the judge.
Mr. Gokhale, answer me this. Mr.
I
Gokhale,
respect
answer me this.
I
Are you going
disrespect
to
your
hang on?
interpretation that his is the majority
That's
view.
the statement. Do not
You are talking rubbish if I
of a
say so.
judge on the bench.
Mr. Gokhale,
I'm very-
Mr. Gokhale,
astonishing.
Mr. Gokhale, if there is just a second, if there is no malafide on part of the state, why has the court said that we are questioning bona fides, and why is there a unanimous decision to send cases to the CBI? Just answer that. Why is it being investigated by the CBI?
Why not? I mean, fine. We are open to an investigation.
No, if everything has been hunky-dory in West Bengal, why give it to the CBI?
Well, that way, I mean, there was an SIT for 2002 as well. There was a.
Now answer the question. Why are you now changing the goalpost? I'm asking you the most commonsensical question possible, since you're such a legal luminary. Why is there a CBI investigation if the investigation by the West Bengal police is perfect? Why get in the CBI? Why get in the CBI?
Well, the CBI was brought into Hathras as well. Are you saying the UP police are hiding the crime then?
That is exactly what was alleged, which is why it was passed on to the CBI. Now, are you saying that the investigation by the West Bengal police was perfect? Are you saying the West Bengal police investigation was perfect?
The West Bengal police, again, when the government was sworn in, the election commission at no point, and the judgment says that, did not at any point step in and ask the administration to act. The court has said that, of
now,
course.
this is the other argument. This is the other argument that there was no violence after the government was sworn in. Let me actually quote to you from page 56 of the judgment. And then I'm sorry, Guru Prakash, I know you've been waiting patiently. I want to get you in after that. But let me just put this lie to rest about how there was no violence after the government was sworn in. Page 56 says, though it was claimed by the learned Advocate General that ever since the ruling party came to power officially on May 5, the violence, if any, was put under control. The claim is found to be contrary with the record produced by the state itself. In North 24 Parganas, FIR number 87 of 2021 dated the 9th of May was registered on a complaint made by a police official against unknown workers of the party in power. So not only has the West Bengal police put on record how there was a case on the 9th of May, but it was against people of the party in power, namely the Trinamool Congress. So not only has the state police admitted there was violence after the 5th of May, it has also admitted the TMC was involved. Guru Prakash.
1 minute. You are admitting, sorry, my last point here. You are admitting right now.
So you're going to keep hinging. Can we please have others also come in, or we're going to keep hinging on that one point which you decide to labor on about instead of admitting or at least reacting to what is there on paper? Guru Prakash.
Padmaja, I am not going to engage or indulge in mudslinging with this gentleman from TMC. I am sitting here as a representative of the world's largest political party, and they expect much better of us. So please have the grace, please have the patience, please have the dignity while we have an informed conversation on this issue. The gentleman from TMC is misquoting and selectively quoting the verdict of the High Court. Let me remind him and the viewers of the Times Now. Para 97 of the verdict, it categorically says, what is very serious is that the state has not responded to the offences of murder and rape tabulated as referred in the judgment of the Honorable Chief Justice. The offences are grievous, serious and heinous. It is a result of post-poll violence. But you are not going to read it because you have an agenda, you have a propaganda to peddle. People of India, people of West Bengal saw what happened in the name of Khela Hobe. The taণ্ডava of violence, rape, brutal killings, state patronage,
party that lost in
state-sponsored
West
violence
Bengal.
on the streets of West Bengal, the people are aware of it. We saw thousands of people migrating to Assam because of your violence, because of the TMC goons unleashing this violence on the streets of West Bengal. Are you not going to apologize now? Don't you owe an apology to the entire country, to the entire population of West Bengal? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of your political organization. You are raising question mark on the credibility of a NHRC, which is a statutory committee being led by a retired Supreme Court judge. You don't have faith in Supreme Court of India. You don't have faith in NHRC. You don't have faith in National Commission of Scheduled Castes. Who do you have faith in? Only the dictator Mamata Banerjee, and it was categorically said it is not rule of law but law of the ruler, who is dictator, who is the Tanashah of West Bengal. Please do some introspection. Please turn the searchlight inwards, and you have some difficult questions to answer, sir.
Siddhartha Das.
Padmaja, the spokesperson of the world's largest party has said a lot of things. So I would like to respond to some of them. He said that thousands of people have fled to Assam. In people of West Bengal, we have seen thousands of people entering West Bengal before the election from Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. It is documented. It is not something I am saying. You can find it if you Google it. We have seen in Sutalkuchi how people were fired when they were in queue to cast their vote. But we do not see a single SIT, we do not see a single investigation. It was under the Election
Sitalkuchi is
Commission
being
at that
investigated
time.
by
May I
your
speak?
CID,
May I
sir.
please speak?
If you
Yes,
want a CBI investigation,
yes, right
you
now,
should ask.
Padmaja,
You should ask for
Padmaja,
another
I am the last
investigation. By all
person-
means, go for
Padmaja,
it.
I am the last person to get the chance. Please let me speak. The SIT was made by the government, Trinamool Congress government. after
Exactly.
they
You are
came to power.
investigating the
But
Sitalkuchi
Election
incident.
Commission-
By
but
all
the
means, ask for a
incident
CBI
happened-
probe.
But the incident happened under Election Commission. Who will respond for that?
Sir,
Who
why
will
are you talking
respond
about
for it? Who will
Sitalkuchi? You are
respond?
investigating
Please don't
and if you
run away
think
from
the
my
Election
question.
Commission is at fault,
Please don't
you
run
have
away from my
summoned the
question.
CRPF as
Who
well.
will-
By all
Let
means,
me
come out with the
be
findings.
made by
Why are you
BJP leader
obfuscating
before
this
the election
argument?
that I
Why
will
are you
kill you.
obfuscating
We
this
will maim
argument?
you. We will kill you like a dog. Who will respond to all those statements? Where are your
What
people?
does
Who
that
will
have to
respond
do
those
with the
statements?
present
Who will
judgment?
respond to all those Trinamool
What does this
Congress
have to do
workers
with the
who
present
died
judgment?
Before the election, during the election, after the election.
Okay, now you're just
Where is
shouting.
National Human Rights Commission? Now you cannot answer to these questions. The truth is, the verdict of 2nd May has shocked you. The truth is, the verdict of 2nd May.
Shocked
the
who?
world's
This is
greatest
a
party
Calcutta
cannot
High
take
Court
the verdict of
judgment.
2nd May.
Are you saying that the Calcutta High Court is in some way politically invested in what happened on the 2nd of May? And as far as, let me be very clear about this, let me be very clear about this. Just a second, let me be very clear about this. The one argument that has been made again and again is that whatever investigation had to happen has been done by the state government. You want to investigate Sitalkuchi? Go for it. But you did not investigate the cases of post-poll violence, and that has been laid bare in the judgment today. Now let me read out to you. Just a second, sir. There is no point in shouting unless you have a cogent argument to make. Mr. Gokhale, hold on. You're waiting for a question. I will give you a question.
I mean, I'm sorry. There are enough BJP spokespersons. We don't need one more. Can you please let me finish my argument? You muted my mic.
Can I ask a question?
I mean, if you're going to speak on this.
Can I ask a question, or is this supposed to be a one-way diatribe?
10 minutes.
You know, you're
I've
not
already
here to
been waiting
analyze
for the
about the
last 10
need for
minutes.
BJP spokesperson or otherwise. It is about asking a question. Just a second.
Moderate. Stop acting as a spokesperson. Please listen.
Sir, your advice is well taken, but I would still insist on reading from a court judgment because it's a matter of record. So let me now read from the judgment. It might be inconvenient for you because you assumed that nobody would have done the labor that you did, but I happen to have read it as well. So let me quote to you now from page 56, which talks about how the argument was made by the state government that we filed all the FIRs. What did the court have to say about it? Mr. Gokhale, and I will ask you a very specific question after that.
Roger, you muted me. This is absolute garbage because
You are actually on air. You are actually on air. I can hear you very clearly. And which is why, though you might think this is garbage, are you calling the Calcutta High Court garbage? That's not very nice, sir. Let me quote to you page number 56. Other important facts which come out in exception filed by the state and expose the hollowness of the claims made by it are that out of the total FIRs claimed to be registered by the state suo moto, 58 has been registered after the present government had taken over on May 5. Out of those 58 cases, 22 have been registered much after the incident shown therein. It was only because the matter was pending in this court and was being monitored, and further the committee had been constituted by this court. To paraphrase, the Calcutta High Court says that your claims that we took action where needed has been rendered hollow because out of the 58 cases, 22 were filed much later, only when the matter came before the court. Is this not then exposing your claim that an investigation was done when needed and in time? Mr. Gokhale.
Are you done? Muting me, are you done? Are all the three BJP spokespersons done? Can I speak now? All right. Number one, you contradict yourself very ridiculously because you evidently not read the entire judgment. Some internal sat and put yellow post-its on it for you. Because if you actually read the judgment and what you said right now, you're contradicting yourself. On one side, you're saying that the West Bengal government took no action. And then you're reading out the part of the judgment which says that on 9th of May, an FIR was registered against TMC workers by the West Bengal police. I'm sorry, how is that a biased police force when on one side you yourself are saying that the West Bengal police registered cases against allegedly the members of the ruling party? So again, contradiction.
Can I tell?
Which
No,
is
it's
why
not
you
a
should read the
contradiction at all.
judgment.
It's actually very clear, which I have stated in the beginning.
Yellow post-it.
40% FIRs were registered out of the total number of cases. And when we are scraping the bottom of the barrel, the bottom 40% of that barrel, we come up with this post-facto registration of cases.
And not post-its put up by some intern to you. That is not how it
Sir,
works.
why are you? This is so elitist. You know, there are many interns who work for us. They are damn hardworking. And for you to take such a view, talking about what interns do for us, it's okay. You might sneer at interns. We respect them as colleagues. That being said, please answer to the question I have asked.
Yes, I'm answering. Sure.
Go on.
Your intern will do a far better job of moderating this debate for the simple reason that at least they will be neutral. Number one. Number two, you're contradicting yourself on every point that you mentioned here. We have very clearly established the fact that the NHRC recommendations were biased. We've clearly established, I mean, you have admitted to the fact that...
I have not admitted to a single thing that you have claimed right now. But since you keep speaking about the NHRC, now let me actually quote to you again. Point number 87, at the risk of repeating myself, but since you are also repeating yourself, let me also join with you. Point number 87, the committee constituted by the National Human Rights Commission is not to be treated as a tribunal or a commission. It is to be equated with a team of special officers appointed on the direction of this court. The data, other information and documents that have been submitted in their report are only to be taken as an exercise of fact-finding. The fact-finding is to be treated as prima facie by the court and to be considered together with data, other information, documents, etc. brought on record by the state respondents, petitioners and other parties. The allegation of bias against the committee is not material because this court has considered not only the report of the committee but other materials as well and arguments of learned counsel based thereon. Sent to me by a respected colleague, also an intern. Go on.
Very correct. Very correct. Again, sent to you, you haven't read the judgment. Besides the point, now let me come down to the original crux of the judgment. A CBI inquiry has been ordered. There is a big difference between ordered and indicted. You've been running headlines saying court indicts, court indicts. No, it's an inquiry. A CBI inquiry has also been ordered in the Sushant Singh Rajput case, in the Hathras case. We've seen at the end of the day how the CBI functions. So sure, I mean, Mr. Jethmalani sitting here, you can ask him that there is a process, Padmaja, which you might not be aware of, which is called appealing a verdict. You do know that we have the liberty to do that, right?
Okay. Now, finally,
you
that
aware of
I
the
have
fact?
your
Yeah.
certificate of appreciation of having read the judgment, Mahesh Jethmalani, this
No, I
is
haven't.
only
I haven't given that
an
certificate.
order, not an indictment. Mr. Jethmalani.
According to me, it's a stinging indictment. Professor Saket Gokhale's pedantic lectures notwithstanding. But then, Padmaji, you must understand that he's a recent convert to the TMC. He has to shout the loudest. He has to defend the indefensible. After all, he has to learn, he has to earn his spurs and rise fast in the party. So forgive him his many omissions and his distortions of fact and his complete ripping apart of a unanimous judgment which has indicted his party and the state of West Bengal and has said that the police of West Bengal are complicit in murders and rapes. That's the
I will not take
that's
criticism for a man who's a dentist.
the final verdict.
He claimed to face with his
If
last
you find it difficult to be stuffed down your throat, but you will have to accept it once your judgment day comes, when everybody is brought to trial and convicted.
Jethmalani, beyond
Yes,
your last
Mr.
name,
Gokhale.
I'm sorry, you don't really have a standing here to criticize anybody else. Stop writing on your last name and go on facts, please.
I never use my name, you use my name. You seem to be fascinated
Right
by
on your last name. You know, we come from.
You seem to be fascinated by it. I gave you full leeway, but you talk rubbish. Rather than talking like, you didn't even talk like an intern. You talk like a fifth standard
I'm
student.
driven by ideology, not my family lineage. Unlike
And that probably is your
I'm
caliber.
not driven by family lineage. I'm not piggybacking on a surname like you are. So don't call me a recent convert or whatever, you know. I come
You
from
probably don't have one.
absolutely nowhere, unlike you, who only has
Okay.
a surname going for him.
Gentlemen, please. Now, there are some very specific issues that have been raised. One, we are talking about how this is not an indictment, it's only an order. Sure, there are several orders about several CBI investigations, but let me just make one legal point very clear about the culpability of the Election Commission, since that's the other thing that has been spoken of repeatedly, Siddhabrata Das. The Election Commission's duty on law and order has been very specifically referred to by the High Court, where it says, strong argument was sought to be raised by the learned Advocate General time and again that till such time election code was in force, entire police was under the control and supervision of the EC. Hence, it is responsible for any violence till May 3 when the code was lifted. No provision of law, rules or instructions to that effect have been referred in support of the argument. The argument deserves to be rejected outrightly, says page 66. Civil or police administration is under the control of the EC during the process of elections only to ensure fair and free elections. That does not mean that the police stop discharging its normal duties to control law and order. This argument runs contrary to even the stand of the state, where it claimed that number of FIRs were registered up till the 3rd of May for post-poll violence and otherwise also for normal crime. So that's as far. Point number one, after the 5th of May, there were cases of crime. Point number two, even before the 5th of May, if there were cases of violence, the state government cannot absolve itself of responsibility. Siddhabrata Das.
Can I read the part you missed, Padmaja?
May I respond? Before the discussion started, you said that 15,000 cases of violence came up to the National Human Rights Commission. I would like to ask how many of them concluded Shamul Das, a person from Nanur in Birbhum, who was beaten on 3rd of May and died consequently. How many out of those 15,000, how many of these came from the cases in Purvo Mednipur, the cases in Purvo Bardhaman, where TMC workers died? There are evidences. It is not something. It was in the
You're saying
newspaper,
TMC,
and people died. And
that's
out of those
reprehensible. If a
15,000
TMC worker
cases,
has been killed, has the police not filed an FIR?
15,000 cases.
Has the police not filed an FIR, Mr. Das?
Why?
Has the police not filed an FIR? Has the police filed an FIR?
Yes, of course. Why
Okay,
the police
then who have they
officers?
arrested?
Why the police officers were
Who have they
transferred
arrested?
from the position?
Who have they
Why
arrested?
police officers?
If the
Election
BJP is
Commission-
killing TMC
the Election Commission
workers,
has
you are
changed the
responsible
police
for law and
officers in
order.
several
Why
districts.
haven't you arrested
What about
the
the
last
Coach Bihar?
BJP person
What about
who
what
attacked a
happened in
TMC worker?
Sikalkuchi? What
You should
happened in
make sure that
Sikalkuchi?
every TMC
Why you are
worker
not
is
responding
safe.
to what happened in
And that whoever
Sitakuchi.
attacks him or
Why
her
the
is
officers
rotting
were
behind bars.
transferred from where they
Why
were.
hasn't that been done?
Important officers were transferred.
One second.
And that things
One
happened.
second. I have a question for Padmaja.
Okay. Just a second.
How
Sir,
come
Mr.
out of
Gokhale,
the
Mr. Gokhale, can
15,000
others also come into the debate? Or is this going to be a monologue? Can I please get Guru Prakash to respond? This wasn't a one-way street, Guru Prakash. There were members of the TMC, specific cases which Mr. Siddhabrata Das has cited, one, and two, even the court notes that there were 10 members of the TMC who were also killed. So this wasn't a one-way street.
Padmaja, I don't want to give lessons in constitutional scheme of power to my friends from the TMC. Law and order is a state subject, police is a state subject. Why did you not take action, sir? Why did you not take action? And when any central agency goes there for inquiry, for investigation, you raise question mark on them. You raise question mark on them. That's not a way to debate, sir. That is, I'm not going to shout like you, sir. I'm not going to shout like you. I'm not going to shout like this. Padmaja, ask him to please.
One by one, one by one. If you've asked a question, sir, let him respond.
Padmaja, like I said, I'm sitting here as a representative of the world's largest political party and people expect grace and dignity. This is not a way to debate. We are sitting here for the last 35 minutes and two gentlemen from TMCs, they're not letting anyone speak. They're not letting anyone speak. This is your respect for democracy. You don't let any other people speak. You don't want to listen to your criticism. You don't want to believe. You don't have faith in any constitution. You don't have faith in any agencies. Election Commission is wrong. Calcutta High Court is wrong. NHRC is wrong. Everyone is wrong. Then who is right? I request you, sir. You have gotten the verdict. I respect you for that. But please, let's have a civil debate. The judgment has come and the judgment has clearly indicted your government. What was your government doing? Your government was caught napping or it was sponsoring violence. It is a state patronage. People of India saw it. You could not run away from it. I have read the judgment also from it. The para 97, para 146, it categorically states you have selectively taken the para, you have selectively registered the case. Out of 3,384 cases, you did not even register 1,000 such complaint.
Mr. Gokhale.
Where are you run from this? Where are you going to escape from this? Accept it and let's see why you take the inquiry impartially.
Forces doing in Bengal? What were Amit Shah's central forces doing in Bengal?
Okay, this rhetoric, again this rhetoric. Don't do this rhetoric, Mr. Gokhale.
Okay.
Let's stick to the issue. Why are you doing this mindless rhetoric? Why are you doing this mindless rhetoric and wasting our time? You're wasting the time of the use of times now. Don't waste the time.
And what did they do? They killed 5 civilians, unarmed civilians. The question is, what were the CAPF doing? They come under the Union Home Ministry, not the state government. So if there is violence happening, are you saying that the CAPF under the Union Home Ministry was sitting and watching?
So let me ask you this, sir. Let me ask you this. When the court says that even in the duration of when the elections are being conducted, the prevention of crime and the registration of FIRs is the duty of the state police. But you turn around and ask, what was the CRPF doing? Are you saying that the state police is incapable of maintaining law and order and quote-unquote Amit Shah's CAPF should take over the law and order of West Bengal? Mr. Gokhale.
They killed 5 people, right? They killed 5 people, right?
Sorry?
In Sitalkuchi, they killed people, right? In Sitalkuchi,
Yes.
right? That happened, right?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, what exactly is the point behind deploying central armed police forces if everything is to be done by the state police? Why were these forces sent to intimidate people?
One, in its situation report, it has said it was to prevent violence. Two, you are investigating
Did they
it,
succeed?
and I am in
Did
no
they succeed?
position to
I'm
judge
saying,
what
did they
happened.
succeed?
The great thing
Did they
is that the
succeed?
state
I know. My
government is
question is,
investigating Sitalkuchi,
did
and
the
whoever is
central
found
armed
guilty
police forces
should be punished.
succeed in
You are
controlling the
investigating it. If you find that the
Okay, if the
investigation is
central armed police
inadequate,
forces-
you by all means should
Padmaja,
ask
you
for
know
a
what?
central
You
investigation. That
you
being
continue
said,
to miss the
you
very
still haven't
important
answered my
part of the
question.
judgment.
You still haven't answered
I'm
my
asking you a question.
You
I'm
said,
asking you a
what was
question.
Amit Shah's CAPF doing? I'm asking you that the court is very clear that maintenance of law and order, other than peaceful conduct of the elections, is the responsibility of the state police. Are you
So can
saying
I
the
answer?
state police
Can
is
I answer?
incapable of that?
Can I answer the question?
Yes.
Can I answer the question?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to read out the part which you forgot to read from the judgment, which says that it is also true that the Election Commission had directed the administration to transfer officials with administrative duties and post them according to its own direction at the time when it was in charge of the election. If offences had occurred as a consequence of the polls, it was also the duty of the Election Commission at least to direct or advise the administration to register the complaints, which the Election Commission did not do. This is from the same judgment, which is conveniently forgotten to read. The court has clearly observed that the Election Commission did not perform its duty, where it should have reported cases to the administration. The Election Commission decided the posting.
So you're saying that if there was any violence that happened, it is the responsibility of the Election Commission and not the police.
The Calcutta High Court is saying this.
Okay, Mr. Jethmalani.
The same judgment.
Mr. Jethmalani, I will actually read you the counter to that, but I think Mr. Jethmalani is better placed. Yes, Mr. Jethmalani.
Referring Justice Mukherjee's individual judgment, and he's trying to pass it off as the judgment of the court. It's a very shabby trick, and you should not fall into the trap. I mean, he's reading selective portions of one judge's judgment, and that judge was almost a dissenting judge, but concurred in the end. He did have a different point of view, but it's a minority view. Of course, Mr. Gokhale will cling on to it. Severely indicted, as I said, there's nothing else. I mean, there are body bags which speak for themselves. There are 3,300 cases to which they didn't respond to most of them, and they were trashed on the others. What more is left in this judgment? The judgment speaks for itself. If he wants to cull out one or two sentences from the judgment, so that let that be his lot. That's his pathetic response to a 5-judge full-bench judgment, which has put the government of West Bengal on the mat. That's how pathetic it is. Let them go to the Supreme Court and say we won on the basis of one judgment.
Okay. The argument is that this is only an investigation that has been ordered. It should not be read as an indictment. We've just quoted parts of the judgment which is given by the Calcutta High Court. The judgment, not the observation of one judge. That being said, I'm just going to leave you with data which was submitted by the state of West Bengal. If we can just put up that chart. This was data furnished by the DGP to the Calcutta High Court. And the data itself speaks of crimes, 29 complaints. Mind you, this is what the state police itself is saying. 29 complaints filed for murder and homicide, 379 accused, out of which just 134 arrested as of today. That's 35%. Rape or attempt to rape, 12 FIRs, only 12 FIRs registered, 53 accused, of which 11 stand arrested. That's just 21%. That's as far heinous crimes are concerned. If you think that was a good investigation and the CBI investigation is incidental, I'll leave it to your judgment. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for having joined me.